Let her leave. Let her leave. Good morning, everybody. This is not a song. It's a lesson. It's a technology training. Let her leave. Without further ado, we're gonna get started. I am Leo. We'll stop and get started with who I am. I am Leo. I've been in the technology field for about 16 years. The goal today is to educate, help everybody gain better understanding of technology, a better understanding of what we're using, a better understanding of what we need to be able to thrive today. Listening to these videos is going to allow you to gain employment. Listening to these videos is going to allow you to get a job as a customer service job that involves, an office job is going to allow you to get job in the field of IT very specifically. And the objective is to help each and every one of my listeners, my viewers, gain the knowledge that they need to gain great employment. Without further ado, let's get started. What is the internet? The internet is not computers. A lot of people believe it is. The internet is not Bill Gates. The internet is not Steve Jobs. The internet started, um, actually the ARPANET was the precursor of the internet, and ARPANET was developed by the defense government actually to communicate. It was a way to prevent a single point of failure so that if there was a bombing, for instance, of one location, everything would not be lost. So they tried to devise a system that would allow to have multiple points that would communicate and that would hold bits of information. So no more centralized point, but more so decentralized points. And that was taken over by a couple of smart individuals. There's no point in going into details and names and whatnot. We're just trying to learn the essential, what we need to be able to get our to get our stuff done. So this was done. ARPANET, then a couple of very smart individuals worked, got together, and devised a system of packets that would be exchanged. These packets that would go from one location to another, from one device to another device, essentially creating a communication system. And that communication system is what now is known as the internet. The cool thing about the internet is that there are many points. There is no single person who is controlling the internet. It is a collection of computers, collection of devices that contain information and that are exchanging this information. So you are in control of the internet in a sense. I am in control of the internet. We all are in control of the internet, and nobody is in control of the internet. Therefore, that being said, let's get to point number 2. What is the cloud? So the cloud is a very popular term. Not sure how many times you've heard it, but chances are you have probably heard of the cloud. The cloud is not a literal cloud, at least I don't think, but it is a repository that belongs to a given entity. So, for instance, you will hear of Amazon cloud, you will hear of Google's cloud, you will hear of, if you have a cell phone, they will ask you if you want to back up your data to Verizon's cloud or T-Mobile's cloud. And Google, of course, will make sure that they want you to back their stuff up to Google Drive, which I'm sure a little bit more people are familiar with. It's called the cloud. So the cloud essentially is storage that belongs to a given company. So storage that belongs to Verizon, storage that belongs to Google, storage that belongs to T-Mobile, storage that belongs to Amazon. Benefits of the cloud are it sits somewhere else, so you can put your information over there, and you don't need to cloud, to cloud your devices or overcrowd your devices with information. It can just be somewhere else, giving you the space to, operate with your cell phone, your laptop, your desktop, or whatever. Again, the cloud refers to a space storage that is owned by whomever your cloud provider might be. That helps us move to the third question. We're moving pretty quick today. What happens when you make a phone call? So as we're making our phone calls, as we pick up our phones every day and we call, we do not necessarily know what happens. We dial, it goes, boom, we talk to somebody else. It's not magic. It is not magic. What actually happens is when you're talking to your phone, there is multiple processes here. I'm going to try to, throw in as many as I can. When you're talking to your phone, there is a microphone in every single phone. Every phone has a microphone. Every phone has speakers, and every phone has, different apparatus. What's the product apparatus? Apparatus. There are many of those which actually, would transform, you know, we'll get back to this, but, back to our microphone. You're speaking to your phone. There is a filter that grabs your voice, an analog filter that kind of takes your voice and changes the air that goes in, the audio waves that go in, and sort of take the shape of it and turn it into an analog signal. This signal then gets transformed into a digital signal, as we're now in the age of digital signals. Your phone established first of all a connection between you and your, cell phone carrier. So there are multiple, each phone establishes connections with their carrier, and there are multiple, ways of doing this. It goes through a tower, etc. But regardless, the connection is established with your carrier through the nearest tower. So that analog signal gets turned into a digital signal, which is typically, ones and zeros. But that signal gets sent to your carrier via whatever tower might be near you. Gets there, sends it back to the destination through a system of cells, which we don't need to go into too much details. The idea is to give you the general concepts of what happens. So that signal, knows to find exactly who, what device you're looking for, and from there goes into the speakers, which has another system which transforms the digital signal or into analog signal, or into, and the analog signal into the exact reproduction of the voice that was just taken a little bit earlier by the earlier person. That's a little bit the long version, but the shorter version is you're speaking to your phone. That voice gets recorded, gets taken in by, your microphone, which contains a, uh, a filter, which, transform into analog signals. Analog signal becomes digital signal, goes through towers to your provider. Provider sends it to the nearest tower to the destination, because the provider is able to find those destination, goes into your phone. The information gets transferred again, the analog signal right through the ear to you. Simple enough? Let's hope so. How can you find a lost device? And we're going to discover EIN, MAC addresses, and IP addresses in the process. And it will give you a good idea. It circles into the same idea of phone calls and gives you an idea, an insight into all of the beautiful things that are available today. The idea is to induce thought in yourself by giving you more knowledge. So every device, a laptop, a phone, blurry service, phones, laptops, computers, servers, whatnot. Servers would be big computers, and when we're talking about the cloud, it is a collection of big computers. They are called servers because all they all they do is store information. So back to our devices. Every device has a unique identifier. The same way you have a name, mine is Leo. The way your name might be John or Mark Perry. John Isdo, John Doe. Every single device has a name. So this name could be for a phone. It's known as the EIN, which would be the unique identifier of this device. And for a laptop, it would be the MAC address, which would be the unique identifier for your device. And the IP address, which is, all of these are important, and we're about to put all of this together in a second, is the unique identifier in the network while we're going through the internet. What does this mean? If we have the internet, which is able to connect multiple devices, we have individual devices which have an EIN number. Cell phones have an EIN number, a unique identifier. If we have the unique identifier, then we are able to communicate through the internet with other devices. And if each device has an IP address, which would be the identifier when it comes to the internet, then this simply means that you are able to identify every single device that is on the internet or any device that is communicating. So using technology, very similar technology, if not the same, you are therefore able to track every device, since each device either has an IP address or which is connected to the device, and each device has a unique identifier. For a phone, an EIN number; for a laptop, a MAC address, and as we mentioned, and the IP address can very specifically designate where your device is located as far as the internet is concerned. If you put all of those things together, it should be relatively easy to see that when a device is lost, it's relatively easy to find it, knowing what the identifier of the phone is and what the identifier with regard to the network of devices would be. It's relatively easy to track your device. What is an operating system? The operating system allows you to operate a machine, a computer, as the machine uses a language that is completely different from ours. So Microsoft has an operating system that is called Windows. So every time you hear of Windows, you are referring to an operating system. Every time you hear of Mac OS for Apple, you are referring to Apple operating system. Microsoft Windows, Mac OS. These are the most common operating systems. We will keep moving and move into an exciting portion. This is the portion we're hitting the getting into the thick of things. It is time for us to no longer blur our background, but to come to life as we're getting into the tools which I am going to use to help you, to empower you to do great things in the next future, in a near future. What are Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook? Microsoft Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook are tools that belong to a certain suite called Microsoft Office. And Microsoft Office is used in most of the computers of this planet. Most businesses use that suite to communicate. There is a very, 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 very strong chance that if you work for a company, you will be using Microsoft Office. Therefore, understanding what Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Outlook are, and being able to use them is essential to getting employment in corporate America. So therefore, we'll discover them. Microsoft Word is one of the coolest things out there. It is a word processor, which means it processes words. Don't forget, we're talking computer language, and we are humans. But we're able to devise a strategy to use these tools to do work. So, sharing our screen, I will show you how it looks. It's already open. When you type in Word in your start bar, task bar as it's called, I believe, the start bar, you'll see Word. You click on Word and you will open, it would look like this. Then you click on blank document and you will open your first page. Hello, Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is what you will use to write most documents that you will write. Most things out there are written with Word. From taxes to following each other. Apparently, I have to let you know that we're being recorded. So back to our document. Everything, most communication is done with Microsoft Word. Doesn't matter the document. I'm looking to find some other ones, but unfortunately, I don't have very much. However, any letter, most communication, court documents, work documents, school documents, you know, are made with Microsoft Word. You can type your message. Bonjour. Je m'appelle. Nous suivons un cours sur le laptop. Kojo. Voila. It's really cool because you're able to do so many amazing things. You're able to do so many amazing things with it. I'm stubbornly looking for something to show you guys. So birth certificates, doesn't matter what it is, can be created with Microsoft Word. You're able to print documents, these documents, and present them in whatever places. So we will move right back on to some of the possibilities that you have. You can write different kinds of text. You can write a letter to somebody else. You can change your sizes. You can do so many cool things that we are going to get into, because you need these things. You need these skills to be able to work today in corporate America. And as such, the goal is to make sure that you are able to get this done. And I will help you get this done. What is Microsoft Excel? Which is Microsoft Excel. It is a basic database. It allows you to do very, very many cool things. Calendars, timesheets, call lists, documents, other documents use a spreadsheet, which would be this right here. We're jumping straight into it. It looks like this. So for an example, we're going to use this callback list. This document, which could be printed, was made with a spreadsheet. It was with Microsoft Excel. It's asking you to log in, all of the cool stuff. But how do we get to it? Again, go back to this bar, type in Excel. Of course, let's not forget that these documents are the property of Microsoft, and as such, you have to pay them to be able to use them. So as you type in Excel, it's going to look much like this. Just a collection of boxes that can be used to easily create some very cool things. As you're seeing me dabble and change colors and do relatively interesting things, you can create days of the week. Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and no other day. Just showing you what these are. So no fuss, no need to learn anything excessively, special. No need to seriously panic here. You can officially have your schedule from 6 a.m. up 7 and build something pretty cool. You get the picture, etc., etc., etc. So as we're going through these, I do not wish to spend too much more time on this. The idea is to show you what can be done and why and how these would be useful to you. So any accounting, any books, QuickBooks, for instance, would be not quite Excel, but you can see the connection. You can create formulas. You can add numbers. You can do some very, 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 very cool accounting tasks. You can accomplish very, very complex calculations using Microsoft Excel. So it is a great thing for accountants and whatnot. Moving on. What is PowerPoint? Microsoft PowerPoint. Let's not forget that we're still going through the suite called Office Suite. And Office does have a few more tools than these four, but an understanding of these four will be able to help you gain great employment. So jumping in, again, same thing, PowerPoint. Is an excellent tool which allows you to create presentations. So every business presentations that you can think of happens seamlessly and easily with PowerPoint. So I will give you a little training. We'll go through a quick PowerPoint presentation so you see just how useful, how amazingly cool it is. So you pick a layout and a color. Well, let's pick orange. Why not? You create, and you'll see just how easy it is to create a presentation. My first presentation. And you add a subtitle. You are able to create a new slide. We will know how to do this. On our first slide, we would like to add a beautiful picture. Whatever this picture might be, we are selecting randomly the following message about our president would be disturbing to some audiences. Viewers' discretion is advised. I do not endorse any of this. I do not take any sides on any political issues. I just picked a random, very extremely, completely random image. A title. What on earth is this warning? Warning. Page number 1. Well, now that we've had we have a weird page 1, we would like to add a little chart to kind of give us an idea of what on earth is going on. So we're going to pick different kind of charts here. If you want to pick some lines, you want to pick some pies, areas, stock surfaces, blah, 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 sunbursts, histogram, waterfalls, funnels. PowerPoint has it all. So we will pick one of these. And we see a very familiar Excel, if you remember, our Excel presentation. So what are we going to do? Why not just pick a few of these days, a few of these, and yeah, no need to even do that. We can just leave it as is. And you know, of course, you're able to change information, use data, and manipulate beautiful things, and make some presentation. This is a statistics discussing this silly warning that we don't know anything about. Finally, we're going to add another slide. Why not? Why not? We want an actual table this time around. We want a table of 5 rows, the rows, 2, 3, 4, 5 little rows. Yeah, let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Why not? Sounds fun. Here we go. Now we have a nice little table. What is this table? We have no idea. But what we do know is that we are making progress and we are close to finishing our presentation. And we just created a PowerPoint presentation, which we can show to other people now. My first presentation, it is ready. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So here's a slideshow. What on earth is this warning? I don't know, guys, but it looks really cool. Statistics to prove that we have no idea what we're doing, but we really do. And a beautiful table just looking cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rows and columns. So PowerPoint clearly is used to make presentations. Pretty useful, no? Last thing that we would like to look into is Microsoft Outlook. Outlook is Microsoft's own email and allows you to send some emails. We are using this account to show different things. You can set up calendar appointments. You can send emails, which are really cool. We're going to make sure we don't spend too much time reading other people's emails, but the goal is we are able to have our emails. We're able to check our different emails, folders, check the overview of the emails, look at the actual emails, have access to our calendars, have access to the meetings that we have going on, all of this using one single page, which is really, 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 really cool. So an understanding of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Outlook will give you the essential knowledge that you need to work in corporate America. Just the understanding and use of those 4 programs allow you to work in most places today. They will allow you to get a much better job that you may currently have. That's why we will spend a little bit of time going through these. These will be relatively basic courses. The goal is to allow you to have the knowledge so you can go, not have to work your minimum wage job and, dig into something in an office, which you will find cooler or not cooler, depending on the perspective. However, no matter how you take it, I will just give you the knowledge and you do with it as you wish. So before we talk about how it's going to help you gain employment, let's go back to an Eminem song, Kill Shot, to hear a little bit of this instrumental because I love this instrumental. I don't know if it sounds familiar. Pretty cool, isn't it? Voila. How will these help you gain employment? We just talked about this. These are amazing tools. Microsoft Office allows you to do amazing things, and knowing how to do these things as an accountant, as a somebody in the business field, as an administrative assistant, in being able to use Word, Excel, is essential. How do you send an email? How do you send a document if you cannot write the actual document? You can't send something on a piece of paper. You're going to have to use a word processor like Microsoft Word, the most popular word processor. You're going to be able to make your spreadsheets, your timesheets, your invoices, your whatnot with Microsoft Excel. You're going to be able to make your presentations for the meetings when you're trying to wow people with your amazing knowledge using PowerPoint. And you're going to be able to send these messages to somebody else using Microsoft Outlook. Get it? Got it? Good. And finally, our last point. This is a sad moment. I have to leave you. You have to leave me. How would this series of videos, how would this training that we're going to do every single week and that I'm going to retransmit going to be able to help you to gain great employment? In the next few weeks, we will be talking about many subjects. The first subject was kind of to draw your, interest, get you going in the technology field, make you feel like you're coming and you're learning something you didn't know before. Hopefully the goal was accomplished. These videos would help you get a job in corporate America. These videos, along with the training that I will give you, the experience that I would impart on you, the knowledge that I will give you so you're able to get a job, employment, is going to be very helpful. We're going to use some videos to get into a more technical space. We're going to, work on becoming desktop support or help desk administrators. We're going to use it to become network engineers, security engineers, database engineers. We will be covering a lot of things, and I will likely not be the only instructor. But right now, for the next few weeks, you will have to put up with me. My name is Leo. I hope you enjoyed this, and we're going to end with our beautiful kill shot. This was a long video. I hope you learned something from it. Have a beautiful day. It's nighttime actually over here. Until next time, Eminem and I tell you goodbye. It is for educational purposes. Mr. Eminem,